Hi, Denise here from Integral Therapy to give a mindful perspective of Roddy Doyle's Brilliant. Now, this is a fantastic book that has a has a storyline of a black dog, and this black dog is a bit of a metaphor for depression. It is based in Dublin, and it uh, gives a story, it tells a story of a family affected by depression, affected by the black dog. Now, from a mindfulness perspective, what we would see is that there's a huge power. We know this is something that as a society we're realizing there's huge power in our thoughts and in our words. And the children are our future. And the black dog does not like children's laughter. It's afraid of the children in lots of ways because children are much more aware of the power of our thoughts and words and our ability to choose. So in the story of Brilliant, uh, Roddy Doyle explains how Ben, Gloria and Raymond's uncle, was a really fun guy, really happy guy, had his own house, had his own business, but unfortunately hit hard times and lost his house, lost his business, and lost his house. And unfortunately, as Granny had said, the black dog came to sit on his back. It came onto Ben. It has affected Ben. It has gotten him to a place where he has lost his laughter. He doesn't he doesn't play his music. He's not really doing very much. He's really affected by this black dog, by this metaphor of depression. Through the story, it's very vivid, it's fun, it's very exciting what the kids get up to. The kids have a fantastic adventure on the night before St. Patrick's Day, where they are joined by hundreds, thousands of other kids whose families have also been affected by the black dog. And these kids are on a mission. They are going to catch this black dog and they're going to get rid of him. And that they do. That they do. They stay up all night. They go through wonderful adventures all through Dublin, through Henry Street, through around the Spear, around Phoenix Park, through the zoo, and all of the fantastic adventures at the zoo, the talking animals and all of that. They go to the docks and they meet some fantastic seagulls and have a crazy adventure there also. And then climaxing at the Battle of Clontarf. And here it really comes to the forefront, the power of words, the power of our thoughts. Where it seems like the black dog has them. The black dog is big and strong, and it's really starting to affect the kids even. They're starting to lay down to this heaviness, to this darkness. And here the kids realize that they have a choice and they choose and they come together and they work together and they succeed to evaporate, to have this black dog explode right in front of their eyes, and it clears out to the blue sky, which is a fantastic metaphor for, or a fantastic awareness of how we can break through, through this mental health journey. We can break through, we can break out of the darkness, we can break out of that heaviness. And that's where our mindfulness perspective of this is focusing on. It's realizing that. It's really looking at how we can be so affected by situations, then by our thoughts, by our words, and how that can really affect how we feel. You know, the black dog is very is noted very, very much so in the book for this useless. You know, it's really compounding that thought, that belief that you're useless, you're no good to anyone. And when that thought, that belief gets in, it's a very heavy thought, it's a very heavy belief. And it can really affect how someone might feel. It starts to affect how they feel. Of course, it's going to start to affect their behavior. It's going to start to affect their relationships. It's going to affect their work. It's going to affect their family. It affects everything. And that's what we see in this book. You know, well, we see it in the perspective of Gloria and Raymond's uncle, Ben. And also then the other kids share how it has affected people in their lives. You know, the dad that lost his job and now can't get out of bed. The mum who's lost her laughter. The teachers who are no fun anymore. The brother who doesn't engage anymore, stays in his room. You know, there's so many people, unfortunately, affected by the black dog. And in this book, Roddy Doyle does a fantastic job of showing how we can help ourselves to change that just by changing our perspective, changing our thinking. And little Gloria picks that up. She goes with it, and everyone else, all of the other kids follow it. They go with it, they stick with it, they work together. They believe in the power of brilliance. Brilliant. What a fantastic Dublin word. Brilliant. Brilliant. It's brilliant. In this case, it really was brilliant because it helped to break down the darkness. It helped to break down the uselessness. And it helped to create more of space for focusing on other things that are good. Like the kids said, the chips, the ice cream, the Christmas, all of the nice things that are good for us, that we like. We have the ability to change our perspective, to change how we look at something, what we focus on. And Roddy Doyle does that in this fantastic book. He shows how the power of word can help to change a city even. The kids and their families had the most fantastic St. Patrick's Day. The fathers, the mothers, the brothers, the cousins, teachers probably, were out enjoying their day. They had let the black dog go. They'd let go of the heaviness. They'd let go of the darkness. They'd let go of those really unhelpful thoughts of being useless and no good to anyone and what's the point and not as good as. Heavy, horrible thoughts that can take us over. And choose to let go of them. We can choose to let go of them. And we're going to do a little practice now just to honor the book, this fantastic book, brilliant. And from a mindfulness perspective, how it shows that we can change any situation just by how we choose to think about it, how we choose to perceive it. So we're going to take a few minutes, if that's okay with you, and we'll take ourselves into the scenario, actually. We'll take ourselves into Dublin in the 80s, and it's a bit wet and it's a bit dreary, but we can help ourselves. Let's see how we can actually help to change how that is. If you'd like to close your eyes, close your eyes. If you'd like to keep your eyes open, keep your eyes open. And let's take your awareness to your breath. Take the time and notice how it feels now as you breathe in And notice how it feels as you breathe out. Just take a few moments now to allow the body to settle. Allow the mind to settle. Taking the awareness into your breath. And just noticing how it is. Notice if it's fast or if it's slow. Notice if it's deep or if it's shallow. Noticing if you're breathing through your nose or breathing through your mouth. If it feels okay, try to breathe in through the nose. And then out through the nose or out through the mouth. When we breathe out through the mouth, it helps to allow ourselves to let go. Let go of anything that we may be holding on to. So take another nice big deep breath here. And now let's envisage ourselves in the city, in our capital city of Dublin, and taking time now to be in the 80s and to be in this day where it's a little bit dull, it's a little bit dark, and there's not much going on. And there's a bit of a heaviness. There's a recession happening. So we could be affected by that. We could feel that sense of, lack of motivation, just feeling that everything's a chore, that, there's really no point. Everything's useless. And just notice how that feels. Notice how it feels to be in that place where we're feeling that there's really no point. We're useless. Everything's useless. It's a dark, dreary day. There's not much happening. And just notice how that would feel. How does that feel for you? You probably feel a bit of a heaviness coming over you. A bit of a darkness, maybe. A bit uneasy. Just a feeling perhaps of sadness. And notice how that is. We know that it's okay to feel sad. It's important to allow ourselves to feel sad, to feel all of our emotions. So just for a few moments now, notice how that feels. To allow ourselves to go there, to be in this scenario. Allowing that feeling of uselessness, heaviness, darkness. Yeah. And now notice how it is to take your awareness back to your breath. And take the time and notice how it feels as you breathe in. And notice how it feels as you breathe out. Redirecting your attention now. Taking your awareness back to the present moment. Noticing how it feels as you breathe in. And noticing how it feels as you breathe out. In this practice now, taking your awareness to your breath, you're taking yourself back to your place of choice, where you can actually choose how you are in any situation or scenario. Take another deep breath here. And then let's allow yourself to tune into that Dublin sarcasm, to that Dublin humor, and just think about brilliant. Everything brilliant. And notice how that is. Brilliant. Bleeding brilliant. And notice what might be brilliant. Isn't it brilliant that you're here, that you're alive? Isn't it brilliant that you have your friends or your family, friends and your family? Isn't it brilliant that you have things in your life that you love? Perhaps you love music. Maybe you love food. Maybe you love arts and crafts. Maybe you love learning something about something. What is it that you love? Notice how it is to change your perspective and change what you're thinking, and choose to think about things that you like. And notice what comes to mind when you do that. Allow yourself to do that. Sometimes our mind doesn't want us to go there because it's in a habit of going in the other direction, in the useless direction. But we're reshaping that now. We're choosing the other direction, the healthier direction, and we're choosing, like Gloria and Raymond did, we're choosing to focus on the brilliant. And we're taking time to notice how that feels. So what's brilliant now? Take a moment to notice for you in your life. What's brilliant? What's good in your world? And you don't need a lot. If you have one or two things that you can focus on that's good in your life, then great. And notice how that is. Feel your body changing now. You're probably feeling a bit of more of a lightness in your body. Maybe you're feeling bigger, stronger. Maybe you're feeling more relaxed, happier. Notice how that affects how we feel. And that then can affect your behavior. It can affect what we do. It can affect how we are. And that's our choice. Take another big, deep breath here. Okay, so back to the story. So that's from the mindfulness perspective, from my mindfulness perspective, I feel that this book has really opened an awareness to the power of our thoughts, to the power of our words, to the power of our choice. And the kids in this story took it. They ran with it. They worked with it, and they succeeded. They really did. They chased that black dog through the streets of Dublin, and they cornered it. And although it felt and it seemed really big and strong and overpowering, overwhelming, they persevered. They worked together. And in the deepest, darkest corner, they chose brilliant. And they leaped for it. They went for it, staying with that powerful thought, that powerful feeling. And soon enough, there was holes in the cloud. And soon enough, with that strength, with that power, with that choice, the black dog exploded. Yes, the darkness evaporated. It went. Yeah. And it created a new day with blue skies, with new opportunities, new perspectives, new relationships. It allowed parents to take time for their children. It allowed uncles to play with their nieces and nephews. It allowed people to reconnect with their loves, their passions, their hobbies. It gave that space. And this is the power. This is from this mindfulness perspective, how the power of what we choose changes everything. And in this story, it changed a city. It changed a city. It turned a bleak, dark, scary city into a happy, fun, bright, and alive city. So for us, all of us, we want to know that we always have that choice. We can always choose. Just like Gloria and Raymond and all of those hundreds and thousands of children did in this story. They stayed strong and they chose. They chose brilliant. And what a great choice. Yeah, so I hope you're enjoying the festival. I hope you're enjoying the book. A big shout out here to Healthy Ireland at your local library. And I'm very happy to be a part of this festival, to be part of this book. Focus, I suppose, fantastic book by Roddy Doyle. As I say, a fantastic message, a message that's really, really important. And like the black dog realized that the children weren't afraid. He was afraid of the children's laughter. The black dog had that realization that the kids, the children, they know their power. They connect to their power of choice, their power of thought, their power of words. Yeah. So thank you very much. I don't think there's anything else that I need to say on the story. Fantastic story. There's so much detail, there's so much humor, there's so much amazement and so much fun in this beautiful story. So I hope you really enjoy it. Take time and just notice that. Notice the power of our thoughts, the power of our words. And take that into our everyday. Take time to notice your thoughts. Make sure they're helpful. Make sure they're positive. Take time to notice your words. Be kind to yourself in your words. Be kind to each other in your words. So thanks again. Enjoy the festival.